Internet. I am at day, I don't know what day, it's April 3rd, and I had my extractions done on March 7th, so I'm almost 1 month out. I've had several adjustments and one soft reline to my dentures so far, and right now I want to say that the fit is about as good as it's been. I had my soft reline about a week ago, and I'm noticing that the tops are getting a little loose, so I've gone back to using powder adhesive on the top and the bottom. I've made a few adjustments where there was some flashing really, where my denture on the bottom and the little frenulum bit down here, I want to say that's called the maxillary frenulum. I'm not real sure what the name of it is, but it's raw. I've had to cut away the stuff here, and if you see that, if they get it any closer to the teeth to relieve that that discomfort that's there, they're gonna cut up into the teeth. So I'm not real sure what to. Damn, this camera, it's like crooked and it's shaky. The shaking will stop. Okay, now it's not crooked anymore. This pile right here on top of the chair is things that need to go on hangers. Those are all clean clothes. So my house isn't like a total wreck right now, I promise. But if they cut any further up to make room for that bit, they're gonna have to cut into the teeth. So I'm not real sure what can be done about that right there, but I know it's very uncomfortable right here because it's like stretched and sore from this and any kind of actual eating, to be honest. The top is comfortable with the powder adhesive. The powder adhesive holds the bottom about half the amount of time that it holds the top. I tested that out yesterday. I put the powder, Milo, stop. I put the powder on the top and the bottom at the same time, and put all my teeth in at once, as one does. And then when this gave out, I re-glued it. Like, I went in and got the remaining adhesive off of it and put a new line of adhesive on it. And then when I woke up this morning, because that was sometime before bed, but when I woke up this morning, they were both loose. So I took them out and cleaned them and soaked them for a bit in the cleanser. Even with the soft reline material, I hesitate to do that as often as I should because I'm scared that the soft reline material is going to get eaten by the cleanser or that it's going to come out because it's still soft. It doesn't cure into a shape that it will maintain. Like, you can cut through it with a razor blade fairly easily. You can stab it with a fingernail by accident and leave a little indent in it. And I'm not real fond of that. I hate to keep going back to denture fit, but I really don't, as far as my subject of speaking, because that's the one experience with the reline that I have is with the denture fit. And the denture fit doesn't move like that. Once it cures and sets up, it's in its shape, and that's the shape it's going to maintain. So the fact that I have to be super extra careful with this is not only, it's fine, but it's not only a pain, but it's more so of a pain because that's totally not what I was doing with the denture fit. I'm going to call the dentist office and see if I can get seen for this and see what they can do about this. But in the meantime, I'm not real sure. Like, I almost feel like they're going to have to cut that bit of my skin and leave that heel. Like, they're going to have to numb it up and cut it to loose to stop this from happening. Because, like I say, it goes pretty far up. I would take out the bottom row and show you just how far up it goes, but it's glued in, so I kind of can't. Other fit issues that I'm having don't really involve anything besides just the little bit of rocking back and forth that I'm getting on them. And again, that's because everything is turned off center. I have a very apparent symmetry issue. See there? It needs to be here. It's there over top of that tooth. So like all of my teeth have been turned this way, so then my bite is also over this way too. And you've got that certain degree of turn on the teeth where they lock into place with your bite. And I feel like I'm doing this. I am not doing this clearly, but I feel like that's what I'm doing because my bite, my natural bite, is here. The bite that the teeth want is here. You see? My bite, teeth bite. And I mean, you get used to it after having your dentures in for a little while, but I feel like for the money that we put out for these things, we shouldn't have to get used to that. So that's actually a concern that I'm going to address at my next appointment as well. And an opinion that I'm going to share too, because it's been almost a month now dealing with this sideways bite and it doesn't feel any more natural than it did in the first place. And I don't want it to start because I don't want to be talking out the side of my mouth for the rest of my life because that's how I've been retrained to speak. I want my bite to be on center. I want my dentures to be on center, even though they're temps. I feel like since this is a healing and training period, I feel like I should be able to heal and retrain myself to do things the way that I'm going to do with my permanent dentures. So that's a spot of concern for me right now. I really hate to go into the dentist's office and feel like I'm bitching and complaining because my dentist's office is amazing. I went to, and I'm not being paid to say this, y'all. This is not a paid promotion for Affordable Dentures, but I did go to Affordable Dentures in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and Dr. Cannon's office and his staff have just been amazing. They make me feel like family every time I walk in the door. The girls will joke around with me. The girls at the front desk are awesome at their jobs. Dr. Cannon is amazing. Although I haven't seen much of Dr. Cannon. Normally I'm dealing with the techs or the assistants or whatever when I go in. I saw Dr. Cannon at my consultation, and of course he did my procedure, but I've not consulted with him since. I know he's very busy, but I would actually kind of like a little bit of his time. I need him to see my gums and reassure me that I'm healing okay and that, you know, the thing that I think is a bone spur is actually a bone spur and that kind of deal. I know I could get that information from the assistants or the techs because they're all so knowledgeable. They could be dentists themselves. But I kind of want to hear it from the doctor, if that makes sense. What do you think? Am I being too picky? Am I being, you know, one of those spoiled little brats? You know, leave me a comment. Let me know. Because I've not been insistent upon this up to this point. But I almost feel like since I haven't been, then I shouldn't be. But the way I am makes me want to be like that, and makes me want to go in and be like, look, I need to see the doctor this time and have my concerns addressed by, you know, the guy with the license. I don't want to be that girl, you know. That girl that goes in and bitches every time she's there and nothing is right and nothing is good. And that's something that it's the reason that I make these videos, the reason that I started making these daily vlogs. Because when I have my days where I'm feeling like grr, and, you know, maybe I've got a sore spot on my gums, and maybe, you know, my gag reflex is going crazy because I've got a case of the yawns or whatever, and the top plate just complicates it, I can go back to my very first video and my second video, my before dentures video and my E-Day before and after video, and I can look at that jacked up mouthful of teeth that I used to have. And in my before dentures video, I point out every single tooth. This is what's wrong with this one. This is what's wrong with this one. This is what's going on with these. And I do this and you can see, and I do like this and you can see each and every one. And when I go back and watch it, and I have to look at each and every one again, and I still remember what that felt like in my mouth and what that felt like even through my body, because I feel healthier now without having all that rot and that grossness inside of my face. And maybe toxins were getting into my bloodstream. I don't know what was going on there, but I can look back at that, and no matter what kind of bad tooth day I'm having or bad denture day I'm having, I can go back at that and look at it and be like, you know what? It's not that. And the fact that it's not that calms me down and makes me feel better. What are you doing to feel better? I would love to hear it. If it's, anything from the kids telling you that you're pretty to, your spouse taking a renewed interest in you, or even so much as just a new shade of lipstick for you folks that wear lipstick. I mean, I would love to hear what you're doing to feel better on your bad days. So leave me a comment. Let me know. I love to read and respond to all of your comments. And I do get to every single one of them. It might not be exactly the same day, but I do get to every single one of them. Also, if you like this video, go ahead and give me a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and ring the bell. The difference between subscribing and turning on notifications for a channel is YouTube reading it as, okay, this person is slightly interested in this channel, and that's subscribing, or this person wants to know every time a new video comes out, and that's ringing the bell. So if you turn on the notification bell, then you'll get a notification every time my videos come out. Also, if you follow me on Twitter, I tweet every time I post a video, and I have a new website that I'll be posting the link to soon. It's not done yet, but I'll be blogging as well as vlogging my day-to-day antics and whatnot, as well as doing these videos. So thank you as always for watching. Keep smiling, keep being good to each other, and keep being awesome.